I was blowing off clients. I was working weekends. I was doing whatever I could to make more videos because I was like addicted to it. And the thought of it becoming a bigger and bigger part of my life was just too tantalizing. And I didn't expect people to watch it, but they did. And that validation fuels you to keep creating.
Well, we are in North Carolina and we are heading to Seth Alvo's house to have some fun. See why he calls it the mainframe. And watch the master at work.
I'm Seth, and today we're gonna be doing something a little bit different, but kind of the same. Maybe you take a size medium shirt, but you can get a crappy caliper on Amazon. What's another store that sells shirts? If you have any question of what size the wheel is, just look at the tire. I think we should try the 90. They want $40 for this derailleur hanger?
Seth is a very unique YouTuber in that he was never a pro mountain biker.
Dude. It's pretty big, right?
He was kind of just like your average Joe guy who started making YouTube videos and took off.
I don't actually have Twitter, so I have no way to message him. And you would think that I would just tell you to Google it, but I'm actually a little bit more sympathetic.
I gotta be honest, I only know him really as an outsider looking in, and today we're gonna find out about the man behind the man, where he came from, what he did before he started making YouTube videos, talk about his future plans. Obviously, he just opened up a new bike park, moved out here to an awesome spot deep in Appalachia, so yeah, should be a good day. I mean, it's no Avis, but it works.
Yeah.
What's up?
Drew, this is Curtis.
Drew,
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
This is a part of the old feature, like the B-line.
Okay.
And then this is the new one, so it's got a bigger gap. It's a real live tree that you're jumping over, like it grows leaves and everything. I've got a lift with a 10.5-foot radius, so it feels everything like this other stuff on Burn Peak. And then a skinny landing, because yeah, I want to, I gotta make it interesting.
What I want to start off with is, before we got here, what were you doing?
I mean, I was just getting by like everybody else. I was working as a web developer. I say web developer. I was doing everything from building and managing websites to managing people's entire IT infrastructure. And so I was working from home doing computer stuff, and now I'm kind of working from home doing computer stuff, and so I think that's how it happened. I was always into bikes, and at the time that I started the YouTube channel, I was into bikes, and so I started posting some videos on YouTube.
Do you remember what the video was, or was there a topic?
Yeah.
Like, what about that product or question made you decide, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel and I'm gonna make a video about this?
Dropper posts, they weren't even popular yet. They were just starting to become like common. I'm like, what's the cheapest dropper post I can get? And D&M made a dropper post. And I said, well, okay, I can afford to buy that thing. And I'm thinking, I don't know what it cost at the time. Now we spend $800 on a dropper post, don't even think about it. But back then it was like, oh my God, I'm gonna spend this much on a C post. I don't know, it's $200 or something like that, 140 bucks. So I bought this D&M dropper post, and I was so excited about it because it's like, I'm just gonna be able to drop this thing, bunny hop as high as I possibly can, and then pop it back up and start pedaling. This is gonna be amazing. And so I did a review on it, and people loved it. Like, they loved the review, and so I started posting more videos, and I was having fun with it. And soon, people started saying, you should have more subscribers. When are you gonna post the next video? And I was like, wait, there's loyalty on YouTube? Welcome back to Burn Peak. Last week, we built this gnarly, steep teeter-totter. The reaction from you guys was kind of mixed. Some people said that's really cool, and other people said that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. That was scary. I was new to it. I thought you just watched this cat video and then another one pops up, and then, you get sucked into this wormhole. I didn't know people like actually choose to watch certain programming on YouTube. I want to show you what I call self-powered reverse. I didn't get it. I didn't know that you could be a YouTube creator and that there was some kind of format that I was falling into. And so I kept at it, and little by little, yeah, I just wondered why I didn't do it.
So there you have it. Some mountain bike skills that you don't really need. I hope you at least found this entertaining. Thanks for riding with me today, and I'll see you next time.
And so what was the timeline? Like how many years was that from your first video, and you said you were making them in a closet, right? Like
pretty much.
To where you started ditching clients and going full time?
I would say by year 3, I was fully full-time.
Nose bunk, looks cool.
Do you remember how many subscribers you had at that point?
A little over 500,000.
Okay.
I know a lot of people go full-time way before that nowadays, but
If you said it.
yeah, when it comes to business and stuff, I am conservative.
I'll show you how to do it. You tell me if it's practical. So it might take a little finagling to get this thing into the bucket. I'm out here a lot. I'm out here a ton. There's always something to do. You would not believe how heavy this piece of wood is. Honestly, the trails don't need that much work. They really don't. Everything's kind of steep here, and so the water just sheds right off of them. And so we don't have a lot of ruts, we don't have a lot of problems anywhere, but I always want to build new crap. So, you know, that's how she goes.
We've been talking a little bit, and you label yourself as an introvert and a pretty quiet, reserved person. How has going from being, you know, a consulting guy, a computer guy at home, working alone and remote, to, I mean, international stardom, right? Can we say that? Like,
I guess so.
How has that transition been for you?
It's been a learning experience.
He's the safety supervisor?
He's the supervisor.
Some people are naturals at being social. Some people are the life of the party. I had to learn how to kind of get by in those situations. Like lots of people coming up to me and talking. Lots of different types of people coming and talk. Basically, people talking to me. I'm not used to it, you know? So I had to learn it, and through thousands and thousands of interactions, I guess I got better at it. If I'm going to an event and I know I'm going to encounter thousands of people, I legitimately enjoy it because those are my people, and I'm there, and like I get so much valuable information from them, and I love hearing their stories, but it's exhausting. So when I go to Sea Otter or Sedona Mountain Bike Festival or anything like that, like I'm prepared to do that for 3 days, and then I gotta just unplug after that. Yeah, for sure.
Uh-oh. That's not what I wanted to do.
Do you find riding still gives you that kind of decompression, or if you're on a bike, are you like working and stressed?
No, absolutely. And for the longest time, we call it a soul ride. When you go on a ride that you don't have a camera with you, you're just riding. And I still do those rides, and they're fewer and far between. A lot of the times I'm riding, I am working.
Yeah, this stuff is, it's not straightforward.
I still feel exactly the same. It's still like therapy. And if I'm riding for work, it's still way better than taking phone calls from clients.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and you know as well as I do that it's mostly hiking.
Now this is all wet and all this is torn up. I gotta just touch it up real quick.
It's still pretty good. I can't complain.
Yeah, if I don't clean stuff like this up, my wife gets on my case for sure. It is single direction for bikes uphill, and then for hikers, it's two-way. And then we have our own trail that goes down to the parking lot. Super fun.
Nice.
That's bear country. So,
And this is the only climb trail up?
this is the only climb trail up, but there's also, it's a closed loop, so there's a return trail.
Perfect.
For the bike park trails.
Awesome.
So Berm Park is a public bike park.
Okay.
And we funded it through the channel. Me, sponsors, and then most importantly, the Patreon supporters and people on the channel who made one-time donations. It was everybody. it seemed like an obvious thing to do. I mean, if you could do it, why wouldn't you? So it's a little town in kind of northwest Asheville called Canton. And they had a big piece of property that they were going to acquire very soon. A conservancy was going to actually buy this piece of land to prevent it from becoming like a housing development or a rock quarry. So the repair work after the flood is ongoing. Kevin's doing some of the light finishing on the trails, and Elevated Trail Design is going to do some big work on some of the more damaged sections. And so on Roll the Dice, there is ongoing trail work. It's a watershed. There's this Hominy Creek below it. So all the water that's coming off of those mountains is going down into the creek. And it's an important wildlife corridor, just where it was situated. So this conservancy wanted to buy it to make sure that it turned into something involving outdoor recreation. The town manager of Canton, well, he was the assistant town manager then, now he's the town manager, Nick Scheuer. He's a mountain biker, so he gets it. And they wanted to build trails and things like that there, and increasingly it was going to become a project with more mountain bike related stuff. And the Conservancy was skeptical. And between Nick and I, and the trail builder, Elevated Trail Design, we had to kind of like address all their concerns. And what we figured out was, by building mountain bike trails on this land, we would actually be doing the watershed a really big favor, because the land had already been partially excavated. They were going to build a NASCAR training center on it, like a decade ago. And so they already began the work. They built this really expensive bridge that was going to carry like semi-trailers over it and everything. They'd started grading up there, and they had leveled a whole part of the foothills up there. And it was just a disaster. There was just ruts, it was just washing sediment down there, and we're like, hey, if we build mountain bike trails, all this is gonna get taken care of. This entire area, we're just gonna be able to say where all the water goes. We can have catchments. We can direct the water flow wherever we want. And so we came up with this complex drainage plan, and it's amazing what you can get done when you have professional trail builders, you know, who've done it a million times, and they've made the mistakes already, and they know what to do.
So much faster on that.
They do. So many people told me that's their first jump that they've ever cleared.
Yeah.
And that's really what we're trying to do.
And it's cool because there's like 2 or 3, you can just bang them out so fast. And
oh
so
yeah.
good.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Dude, it's so cool to meet you. I've
Good to meet
watched
you
your
too.
videos for like 7 years. It's really
Oh
cool to be
dude,
here.
well thanks for coming out here.
Absolutely.
You live locally?
I live in Kansas City.
Oh no way, so you rode all the way out here?
Yeah, I convinced my parents that we should stop here on our way to the beach. So
That was a good move.
yes.
I mean, as far as like a, you know, just like a legacy sort of a project, you know, the fact that it's, you were able to do something cool that isn't just, you know, a selfish benefit or something that just you and your closest friends can ride, but I mean, you're indirectly not only stoking a bunch of people out, but you're going to be hopefully helping a new town get a whole like breath of fresh life breathed into it too.
Well, totally. It's not like I blew up some unknown riding destination. Like, Canton didn't have any riding. And so they're really happy about it. The businesses are really happy, the town people are really happy, especially the mountain bikers in the area in Haywood County are like super appreciative that there's a place to ride now.
Nice! Get it!
Woo! He's gonna clear it next run. It's like everybody you talk to here, they're like, I came from Maryland. Oh, I drove out from Ohio.
Yeah.
New Hampshire. It's nuts.
Yeah.
On
Kansas City.
Oh, but yeah, Kansas City, that's 14 hours from here.
Yeah.
On opening day, Canada.
Wow.
I mean, it's just insane. Canada, Mexico, like you name it. There are people.
That's crazy.
We had people from Sweden. It was nuts.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's it is cool, man, and it's been rad to just, you know, kind of be behind you and see all these people thanking you for the awesome work and the gift, really, right? That that mountain biking has received, which is pretty rad. So,
you know, they're the ones that did it though.
Yeah.
You know, it's the audience. If I didn't have the audience, first of all, I wouldn't have the influence to do something like this, and second of all, I wouldn't have the funds. Like, the funds came from the audience, and even if it was a couple of bucks per person, a lot of them will never ever ride this, and they still threw money into the hat.
What's your overarching goal other than retiring?
I mean, I just want to do cool. I mean, think about it. Like, how lucky am I that I get to do this job that I didn't even know existed? I didn't even know I was preparing for this job when I was a kid, but it turned out I was. I was doing all this stuff with the photography. I was learning computers. I was riding bicycles and building stuff. I was preparing for a job that I didn't even know existed. Who the hell am I to want for anything else but to just keep it going? You know? So I think the goal is to keep doing this and be prepared for the next thing that comes around the corner that I don't even know about yet. That's gonna happen eventually. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm gonna be ready for it.
So Drew just turned in his rental bike, but Kevin just said, hey, I think my bike fits you. And now he's getting some bad ideas. So this is gonna be interesting. Great. I mean, it's a bike, right? How different can it be?